It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, today it's exciting for me to introduce a very new member, supporting member of the End of the Day with Ray and the Test for the Innovation Collaborative Platform. The gentleman named behind me is Lee Mayfield. He's the owner of a company called Flipdeck and PresentTech. Lee is a serial entrepreneur in communication software. He's changing the way B2B sellers navigating that digital intersection. You know that intersection I always describe between the digital and physical world. Lee, how are you doing? It's great to have you on the End of the Day with Ray.
I'm doing well, Ray. Thanks for having me.
Well, Lee, you showed me this software, Flipdeck. I got really excited. I said, man, I think the viewers would really love to see this. We got a lot of challenges in delivering content to end users these days, and there's a lot of friction between marketing and sales. We all know that. But tell us a little bit about your company and a little bit about you, Lee, before we get started on that software.
Well, thanks, Ray. I started PresentTech in the 80s, so it was quite a while ago. I was a few years out of school and just began seeing this change in nascent computer graphics technology and changing how people made presentations. That's where the name PresentTech came from, and just communicated in general. And so that company is still going strong, and we have a full stack of marketing services that we've been fortunate to be able to provide to really some leading global companies, as well as a lot of folks in the imaging channel. So the imaging channel is no stranger to us. And in the process of offering these services, we began seeing some recurring pain points. And that's really what led us to start and develop Flipdeck. And we brought that to market about 4 years ago. And Flipdeck was really zeroing in on this issue of sales can't find content. They're taking too much time away from sales, either searching for content, trying to cobble together their own. That makes marketing crazy because they're going off brand, they're using outdated information. And so we really set out to solve this issue of putting the right information in the hands of those frontline people, sales, service, inside sales, channel partners, so they can focus on what they do best and not scurry around looking for pieces of content and bugging their colleagues.
Well, I got to tell you, when I saw the software, my head exploded. It's awesome stuff, and I want you to pull up your screen, and show our friends this platform. This is really cool stuff, folks. And it's interesting because Gartner just put out a report that said by the year 2025, 80% of all B2B sales interactions are going to take place in digital channels. And folks, we got to get ready to deliver in those digital channels, and we needed to be ready a couple of years ago, and Lee was. So Lee, tell us what we're looking at here.
So this is the interface. The most important thing here are these things on the right, which we refer to as cards.
Okay.
And so this is really our relatable analogy of cards and decks, and that's one of the cool things that we hear over and over again. Is people will look at this and go, "I can use this. This is not going to be a steep learning curve for me." And so it's real simple. Content, links to content. We don't care where the links go to. You can go to your website, third-party site, Dropbox folder, we don't care. Those links go on a Flipdeck card. You got an image, you got a title, you got a few other things that are going to be orienting for you and for the recipient. And those cards live in decks. And so you can see here, I've got links, I've got video, I can have downloadable brochures, whatever I need. And these decks can be organized. And Ray, I think this is where the fun and the creativity come in, because part of the issue is making the content easily available, but it's also guidance and coaching. And so if I'm talking to the C-suite and I've got content for the COO, I can put it in the COO deck. And I can have a deck called, overcoming, late stage objections, or, team selling, or whatever I want. And so it is pushing that content out, but it's also giving folks some context of when to use it. So it's a short list and content, and the using it part, I'm gonna show you really quickly here. I wanna go in and, let's say, Ray, I wanna send you this card about projectors, and this one about flat panel displays, and a price sheet, and I can just email that over to you, and you're going to get this email with an introduction from me and just the pieces of content that I snatched up and prepared especially for you based on our conversation.
That's pretty awesome. And in that content, one of those icons over there could be a video. So it could be a picture of maybe you and a prospect at a convention to remind them, hey, this is me. This is a whole lot sexier, I guess, than just having a link that says, here's the brochure, click on the link. Really, really cool stuff. So Lee, this content that's in these cards, this can come from all different kinds of creators, right? I mean, you're not, if I'm a huge dealer, I have my own marketing team, they create all the content, you just help me kind of put it together. But what I was interested in is when you talked about like the COO outreach, if I had some other content from some trainers or whatever it is, that content could be pushed in a separate folder for the reps to find. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It doesn't have to, it certainly doesn't have to be content that any one producer of content creates. It could be, but we'll have customers that they'll get a nice write-up. They'll maybe get a Gartner write-up or a Forrester write-up, or they'll get a nice video on End of the Day with Ray, and they want to use that. And so they can create a card and they can push that out with an automated feed to every salesperson that they want to subscribe to that content. And those folks get a little email tap on the shoulder that says, hey, there's new content or updated content. So you don't have to worry about I'm using the wrong version, or hey, something great came out and I didn't know about it. So it's kind of a living, breathing, easy to consume content distribution service for sales, service, inside sales, and partners.
Pretty awesome. Show me the accountability page, because you can set up all the cool things you want, but if the salespeople aren't using them and you don't have any way to track that, might not be worth it. But you have the accountability right here. This is awesome dashboard. So explain some of this to us.
Sure. So on the marketing side, we hear this a lot. There sometimes is this black hole that you sort of you jettison content into space and you don't really know if it lands anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's frustrating because marketing spends a lot of effort, a lot of money producing content. And so we can answer the question with good analytics. What is sales consuming? So are they learning based on certain content, and what are they sharing out with customers? And so, not only can that validate investment in content, but it's also an opportunity for coaching, and especially in new areas. And so, the imaging channel, I just know from a lot of your posts, the challenge is on, right? To reinvent the channel and our businesses. And so, this is an opportunity to see how are we doing with that. Are our sales folks, our first line with the customer folks, are they carrying the message we think they should be carrying? Or are they just, stuck in the old way? And so this data provides an opportunity to coach, to change behavior, to reinforce, and that's even down to the user level. So it's a little tedious to show here on the shared screen, but I can see who's using it, I can see who's not using it, and I also can see what happens when I share content out. So, does my prospect open it? Did they click on anything? What did they click on? And all that's going to, give me more insight and knowledge of how I can move an opportunity down through the funnel.
That's pretty cool. Come on back down here so I can talk to you again. Folks, I got to tell you, the ability to find the information you need when you need to find it. I spent a long time selling. So as they say, belly to belly out there in the real world selling to customers, and there's nothing more frustrating than you're in an opportunity and that customer, not only do they want some information, but they probably want to sign an agreement with you, and you're scrambling around trying to find all this stuff, and you could just go there, click, click, click. So all this stuff works on my mobile device too, right?
Yeah, all you need is a mobile browser.
Okay.
So Android or iOS devices, just using the mobile browser of your choice. And so that means, your tablet, your desktop, your notebook, it's all browser based.
You're even on the App Store, right?
Yeah, for iPhone, there's a native iOS app. You can just get that on the App Store, and that's free. It's the same principle of cards and decks. You just create your card content on your phone, and it's for personal use. It doesn't syndicate out to a team like SaaS product does.
Okay. Well, it's really interesting. I know you've had some conversation with some of our dealer friends, and I think the pain points are all the same. You know, we got sales reps out there just making stuff up with our content, changing our logos, doing whatever the hell they want in the marketplace. And then we have these marketing teams that are professional teams trying to put together content, and they're not getting shared, maybe because the sales rep doesn't know where to go get it or find it. So, you know, I got to tell you, when you read these things like Gardner's, you know, prediction, all this is merging into this digital platform, and we got to get there as quick as we can with all aspects of our business. You know, I mean, that's the reality. That's probably why you invented Flipdeck. You know, so let me ask you, Lee, is there anything you want to share with the audience before we end?
Well, just to piggyback on your stat, and you know, we're seeing the same thing. So I read a Forrester stat, it was a few years ago, but I doubt it's changed, and it was that 2/3 of sellers are spending upwards of 10 hours a week, basically modifying, probably searching for, not finding content that marketing provided. And so, you know, 10 hours is a lot, and that's a lot of time away from selling. And so, you know, I think the push now for doing things digitally, you know, selling from home, you know, selling from a coffee shop, selling from your car, whatever, however we evolve back, and I hope we do that soon, there's still a need to just have this short list of go-to proven content so that you're not wasting time. You know, your feet are on the street, even if it's a digital street, as much as possible. So we've tried to do that with Flipdeck, and we try to keep it super, super simple. And I'll just leave your audience with you know, the invitation to you know, check us out at flipdeck.com. Anybody can get a free trial, and for friends of End of the Day with Ray, we can do something a little more with a supported pilot. And so if anybody's interested in that, they can just message me through LinkedIn.
Well, let me ask you this, because everybody wants to know this, and we'll end with this. Give me the cost structure of this. You know, everything's great, but if it costs me $1 million, I don't want to do it. But I know you're in the cloud. I know it's a per user fee. So what is that fee, real quick?
Yeah. So for us, a per user fee, full user fee is $30 a month. And then what we call a read-only user starts at $10 a month, goes up just a little bit with some options. And the reason that that's important is a lot of people will really build their account with read-only users because they just want push only. They just want the official content. They want sales to use it, and that's it. And so you can do that at a very low price point with read-only users. And then you can layer in some or all full users if you want to give maybe your power sellers or you know, certain teams the ability to you know, modify content, create their own content, and they can do that with a full license.
Well, that's pretty awesome stuff, and we all better get in that digital intersection as quick as we can. Lee, it was fantastic you having on. I look forward to having you on again, because we all know this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and we'll see you all tomorrow.